Has this been a hard sell to multinational corporations? I mean, the idea of social business? And what is it? What's in it
in
for
the
them?
social business case, I didn't find it hard sell because we built lots of companies ourselves, and many of them are joint ventures with big companies. Like we have one joint venture with Danone, Danone company. We produce yogurt for addressing the malnutrition among the children in Bangladesh. We put all the micronutrients, vitamin, iron, zinc, iodine into that yogurt and sell it very cheap because we can make it very cheap so that all the children, all the poor children can afford it and eat it. If a child eats 2 cups of yogurt within a week and continue to do so over 8 to 9 months, the child gets all the micronutrients back and becomes a healthy, playful child. In Bangladesh, more than 50% of the children are malnourished. So we want to overcome this.
More than 50%
More
of the
than
children.
50% children are malnourished. So we want to make sure that children grow up healthy. So we created this company as a social business. And Danone, it was not a hard sell at all. It was just a fun thing. We were talking about it. I said, why don't we do it? And the chairman of Danone said, let's do it. That's just like that. I said, it will be a social business. What is a social business? I explained, this is a social business. No problem, I'll do it. So we started that. So you won't call it a hard sell. Even I didn't believe that he understood what I said because I thought he didn't understand my English. Because he's a Frenchman, he speaks in his way, I speak in my way, Bengali way. So I thought somewhere we missed the whole thing. So I sent him a long email telling everything that we discussed. I said, I hope we communicated everything you understood and we can proceed. Immediately he sent me back his reply. He said, I understood everything, let's proceed. And we did, and today it's a company and everybody loves this yogurt, children love that yogurt. So this is yet to come. And then another company, Veolia, we had a joint venture. They came to me in Bangladesh. I didn't go to Paris to persuade me that they would like to have a social business with us. And I gave them tough conditions, that the water has to cost less than this. Only if you can assure me that you are ready to produce water which can be sold at this price, which is a very insignificant price. Only then I will talk. So I forget about them. 2 days later they come back, yes, we calculated we can do that. And that's how we created that company.
But again, Professor, what is in it for them? I know that sounds like a cynical question. But what is the sense that you're getting from some of these big companies?
I would ask myself the same question. People raise this question in a slightly different way than you raised it, particularly journalists when they're interviewing me. They will say, don't you think Danone is using you? My response always is, oh, I thought I'm using them. Because I thought we had this partnership, that's why people now become curious about social business. So I get all the publicity about social business. Then I conclude by saying, look, I don't know whether they're using me or I'm using them, but if anybody wants to use me, please go ahead, use me. I'm here to be used for a good cause. If you want to do social business, I'll be happy to do it with anybody to do social business. So that's how it came out, and I saw the response, very well response from them, and every one of them. Like, for example, Adidas, the shoe company, the sportswear company. They invited me to their headquarters, and the CEO was telling me that I would like to do a social business with Grameen. How do we do that? I said, well, I don't know, maybe we can start with a statement from your side, a statement of commitment, something like, nobody should go without shoes in the world. And as a shoe company, it's our responsibility to produce shoes affordable even to the poorest person on this planet. He said, oh my God, this is a big, big commitment. I said, well, Adidas is big, so you should make a big commitment, not a small commitment. So he took time, spent about 3 hours with his colleagues just to discuss with them whether this statement is something that they can handle. And while I was given a guided tour of the campus, of the headquarters and the museums and so on, When we gathered again in the lunchtime, he said, my colleagues asked me to ask you, when you say affordable to the poorest people, how cheap the shoes should be. I said, well, I'm not a shoe man, I don't know. Maybe you should try to make it under $1. Said, oh my God, this is another one. But they took the challenge. Now they work for 6 months now, 6 to 7 months about. They send their experts, engineers, marketing men, and designers to Bangladesh to talk to the women, talk to the children, talk to the poor people in the villages to see what kind of shoes they would like, how much price they can pay, did they ever wear a shoe, did they buy a shoe, how much did they pay for it, all kinds of things. Finally, they designed it. Now they're launching about 10,000 pairs of shoes in April as a test marketing to see whether they like the shoes, price is right, and so on. Once they go through all this testing and finally design and price is right, they will go for production, and they will set up the plant in Bangladesh to produce that under $1 shoe, what I suggested, but I don't know what will be the final price though. So, to answer your question,
sure.
In each case, they are approaching me. So, yes. And why do they do that? That's the question. My feeling is when we look at big companies like Danone, Veolia, Adidas, BASF, and so on, those who are doing work with us, company is an image, is a brand name, is a kind of people know them by certain things. But after all, companies are run by people, just like you, me, and everybody else. They have to, after they do the day's work, they go back home, they meet there with their children, their wife, and do same thing, same discussion that we have in our discussions. They feel something needed, and something is missing. And this social business attracts them, that this is something maybe is what was missing. Maybe we should do that. And they're using their talent, their creativity to make that social business happen. So this is something within their heart, within their, inside that person. So that was not been expressed before, couldn't be, because that idea, that concept didn't exist. The moment that concept came in, they're trying to express themselves. So that's why they're coming forward and seeing they doing it, somebody else doing it, another company saying, oh, we can do something. We have a great idea. We'll try to do it.